you work a 9-to-5 job and would like to build a solid trading plan that will fit your schedule to allow you work and also trade part-time? Now, personally, I know how tough it can be for you to balance your work and also trade part-time, because I've been there before. Working and also trading part-time, I must say, wasn't an easy thing for me. I'm telling you, it was after I actually implemented these exact tips that I'm going to be sharing in this video that I was able to actually turn profitable for me to be able to start receiving payouts from prop firms. I'll also be sharing a ready-to-use trading plan template that you can apply immediately for you to start crushing it as a trader. But before we get into that, I am Gani, a day trader now for 5 years, and I must say my main goal here on the channel is to help 9-to-5 professionals like you transition into full-time trading. So if you happen to get value from this video, do not forget to like the video and maybe also share it with someone. So without any further ado, let's get into these tips right now. The very first step is choosing your trading style. Now, you need to understand that as a trader, not every trading style actually fits your work schedule, simply because they are those trading styles like, let's say, scalping, where you're going to be in and out of the market for very short periods of time. So what this basically means is that you must be monitoring what the market is doing at all times for you to actually look out for these opportunities. Now, for you as someone that works a full-time job, definitely this is a no-go for you, simply because you do not have that time to actually spend on the screen all day. So scalping is out of the picture. Then the other trading style is day trading. Of course, this is also not something that you're going to be doing, simply because it also requires you to actually be on your screen for very long hours. So you might also not be able to day trade. Now, what I recommend you do, or what I recommend you actually go for as someone who works a full-time job, is for you to actually maybe consider swing trading, because here you are going to be holding your trades for days and weeks. In this case, you'll obviously be able to minimize your screen time, so this is very good for you. And then the other one that is even much better is position trading, because you'll be holding your trades for maybe weeks or even months. So this could be a very great option for you as someone that actually works a full-time job. With position trading, you're obviously going to be focusing on long-term trends, so you're not going to be looking at, short-term trends in the market. You're only going to be focusing on the bigger picture of the market. Then the next tip I would like to give you is for you to actually define your trading time. Now, as someone who has a busy work schedule, you need to apportion your day into certain periods where you're going to be doing specific things. Now, for example, in the morning, this is when I would recommend you actually do your analysis of the market. You look at the previous day and see exactly how price moved for you to actually be able to base your decisions for the next day on that particular price action of the previous day. So this is very vital for you. And then away from this, you're obviously going to mark out your key levels and then maybe set price alerts, so that maybe when price gets to those key levels, you get notified for you to actually take action in the market. Then the other period is your lunch break review. Now, this is when you're going to actually step onto the charts to see exactly if there are any adjustments to actually be made. This is when you're going to do it. So maybe if you already have a trade on, this is when you can go ahead and maybe update your orders in terms of maybe moving your stop to break even, or anything you deem fit for that particular trade. So this is very, very important for you as a trader, because your lunch break, you can actually use it to basically have a brief look at the market. Then the evening check is when you're obviously done with your work and you're basically looking and reviewing the setups you took for that particular day, and maybe even go ahead, plan the setups for the next day. So this is how your day should be like as a trader that actually works a full-time job. Now, the key thing to take away from this is that you do not need hours and hours of chat time for you to actually be able to trade in the markets. Set out these key periods of the day, and then obviously they will enable you manage your trading without actually interfering with your work. Now let's talk about trading rules and strategies. Now, for you as someone who actually has a very busy job, you must clearly define how you're going to enter the market and also how you're going to exit the market in case maybe that particular trade goes for you or goes against you. You must clearly define this, and this is exactly how you're going to do it. Number one, you must clearly define your entry criteria. You know, how are you exactly going to enter the market in case all your conditions are being met? So you must have this clearly defined. Obviously, this depends on your back-tested strategy, a solid strategy that you already have, that you know when price gets to such and such a level, I must be able to enter the market. So you must clearly define this as a trader. Then the other are your exit rules. How are you going to exit the market in case, let's say, that trade goes against you? You must have a clearly set stop loss in terms of maybe if, let's say, price, goes below this level or above this level, I should be able to be taken out of this market. And then also you need to know exactly how you're going to take profits from the market, because you do not want to see price go into profits and then it keeps going and then all of a sudden it turns against you and then you've not taken any profits from the market. So you must clearly define this before you actually even enter that particular trade. And then obviously you must have a clear trade execution plan. Now, for you as someone who works a very busy job, you're obviously not going to be on the charts all the time. So what I best recommend you do is for you to actually have price alerts, because this will notify you when to enter. And then of course you must start using limit orders, because with a limit order you set it and forget, so that when price gets to that particular level you are entered into the market. Now, the other tip is for you to use tools and automation. Of course, I've briefly talked about this, but what you need to do is for you to make your trading as frictionless as possible. You are going to start using trading alerts on platforms like, let's say, TradingView. You can actually set this trading alert so that when price gets to a key level, you actually get notified for you to be able to enter that particular trade. So you need to start using this. And then of course, with most brokers in the industry, they allow you to actually set these alerts so that when price, let's say, gets to a particular level, you're able to get notified. Then you also need to start using limit orders in the market. Now, these basically allow you enter the market even when you're not currently on the screen, because you're going to set them up in case, let's say, price gets to a particular level, you entered, and then obviously you set them with a stop loss and also you take profit, so that everything is executed automatically. So this is a very, very important thing to do for you as a trader. Then we also have the economic calendar. You must be able to get notified on different news events that are going to happen, let's say, within the day. Now, when you check on websites like Forex Factory, they are able to actually notify you on the time exactly the news event is going to happen within that particular day. You can actually go ahead and filter these out into maybe the red folder news events and any other kind of news events, because when it comes to the red folder news events, these are very high impact kind of news events. They will lead to price, spiking to a given direction of the market. So you don't want to have a trade on and then price comes, wicks you out, and then it goes in your direction that you predetermined in the first place. So you don't want this to happen to you. So you need to use these economic calendars for you to actually get updated on exactly what is going to happen within that day in terms of the news events. Then the other tip is about your psychology and discipline. Now, when it comes to someone that works a 9-to-5 job, you're obviously going to be affected by psychological issues like maybe the fear of missing out. Sometimes when you're busy at work, you feel like there's something you're missing out there in the market. And trust me, most of the times you're not missing as much. So you need to work on your psychology and be comfortable with the few trades you're actually going to be taking in the market. And then obviously some traders don't get to actually trust their trading plan. You must trust your trading plan, and you must stick to your trading plan. Do not deviate in any way or shape for you to actually take any trades that are outside of your trading plan. And then of course you must keep a trading journal with you, because this will enable you review the trades maybe you've taken in the week for you to know exactly how you're performing. Because there's a common saying that goes, what doesn't get measured doesn't grow. So if you need to grow as a trader, you must know exactly how you've previously performed for you to actually improve for the future. Now, I told you guys I created a simple trading plan template that you can actually use in your trading as someone that works a 9-to-5 job. I'm going to be sharing that in the description for you to download this trading plan template and obviously go crush it as a trader. Now, I would like to know, what's the major problem you have as a trader? Let me know in the comments, because I would really love to help you, and maybe your question will also be able to help someone out there. Now, if you're someone that is still stuck and unprofitable in your trading, maybe these 7 costly mistakes and how to avoid them will enable you become a profitable trader.